So you need to wash your makeup brushes? Here are a few different ways you can do that. Start off by grabbing a clean towel. I'm assembling this makeup brush drying rack from Amazon, which is nice to have, but not required. If you don't have one of these, I recommend laying down a towel and leaving your brush heads hanging over the edge of the counter to dry. Let's say you have something like this pencil brush that just has some green eyeshadow on it, but you want to keep using it for another look. You could use something like a shadow switch and just wipe it off, or you could use something like this quick brush cleaner. This is a rinse-free, quick drying formula. Take off the cap, spray it on, grab a paper towel, a makeup wipe, or a cotton round, and just rub the color away. If you feel like it needs some more, spray a little more on and do a little more wiping. You want to be sure you use something like this over a sink or over a protected surface because this formula does have alcohol in it and it can ruin surfaces. Ask me how I know and why I had to refinish my vanity. Now you can see we have a clean, dry brush that is ready to apply more eyeshadow. Do use this cleaner sparingly as it can be very drying to your brush fibers. Now take this eyeliner brush, for example, and you can see that it was used for a black gel eyeliner and glitter. And it is stiff and dried out. So first what we're going to do is use an oil-based cleanser to get that dried gunk off. I'm using this Peach and Lily Ginger Melt Oil Cleanser. I'm just going to squeeze a little into my hand. Wiping the brush through it, you can see how easily this oil cleanser is breaking up all that dried on product. If I hadn't started with this, it would have been so much harder to clean it off. It's just melting all that dried up gunk away. Now I'm going to rinse the brush and you can see that there's still a little residual product left on the brush. This cleanser didn't take everything off, but it did break up that dried up product. This brush still needs a good cleaning though. Next, I'm going to take the Dr. Jacobs Natural Plant-Based Pure Castile All-in-One Fragrance-Free Soap and use that. One way you can do it is just apply some of the soap right in your hand and run the brush through it, making sure you also clean the brush ferrule. That's the metal part. Now we're just going to rinse it. You can see as I wipe it off, it's perfectly clean. Next, we'll take our towel and wipe the whole thing off, making sure to really rub the bristles into the towel to get all that water out. Now I'm going to place it with the head facing down in the brush drying rack, and it's ready to dry. I'll leave it there for about 24 hours. Now, what about this big foundation brush that is full of used foundation? Those other cleaners just might not cut it for this one. When I'm dealing with stubborn stains, I used my trusty pink Zote soap that you can find at the grocery store. Get your water running, soak the head of the brush. Try not to hold the brush upside down because you don't want it to fill with water and get it so that it will break down the glue in the ferrule. You want to keep it facing down as much as possible without missing the middle fibers, of course. Then simply run the brush over the soap and you can immediately see all that foundation start to dissolve and wash away. Make sure to get the outside of the bristles as well. And I'm pushing down firmly enough so it splays out the brush head so that I can get into the center fibers as well. Next, continue to work that into your hand. Get the water back on, making sure to lay out all of that so you can get it into the center and get all the residual soap washed out. Still trying to hold the brush facing down. That's why we also allow our brushes to dry that way, so we keep as little water as possible going down into the ferrule, which will help keep our brushes safe and intact for as many years as possible. Most of my makeup brushes are years and years old. And there you have a clean foundation brush. Just pop that in the brush holder to dry. The real secret to keeping my brushes bacteria-free is this UV light sanitizer. Once the brushes have air dried, I pop my brushes in here, close the door, turn on the power, turn on the UV light, and in 30 minutes, these will be ready and sanitized.